At a recent conference I attended, the ICE conference, I saw a presentation by Jennifer Edgar, Tina Calzo, and a third grade student that gave a lot of wonderful ideas about how to use Google Slides in ways that are more enhancing than just presentation software. One way to make your Google Slides more interactive is by creating a virtual museum. In this example, a student created a virtual museum for rocks. When you click on the example, so metamorphic rocks, it takes you to another page in the slideshow. You can see down here I'm on slide 6. And then when you click back, it links back to the main page, slide 1, which is the lobby. You can go to different rock pages and learn more about different rocks and return to the lobby by using this virtual museum template. Another idea for linking one slide to another slide would be in a choose your own adventure story. So think about using this in writing workshop, and students could send their readers on different adventures based on the outcomes they select. Another idea is to have your students create comics about a concept they are learning. Hey Penguin, what are you doing? Just studying. So why do you have a book on your head? Well, it is for science class, so I thought osmosis might work. Osmosis. And then they give the definition. This is just a beginning example of how your students might create a comic to describe what they're learning. What about having your students keep a vocabulary journal on Google Slides? This is an example of a template that the students would receive that they would modify and make a copy of to create their own. So this would be a vocabulary journal. And on the table of contents page, they would keep an alphabetized list of their words. So this would already be made for them, so it'd be easy to use. So if their vocabulary word was about the letter, or started with the letter B, click B, they'd type the word there and the definition. And then it goes alphabetically through, and then on the bottom is the house that takes you back to the table of contents. Another idea for Google Slides is to have your students create learning notebooks that are kept digitally. So for this example, you would provide your class with this template. Kids would type in their names. Under the table of contents, they would write down the information they are keeping on each page. So if it was math, maybe it would be geometry, or maybe it would be area of a triangle. They'd click on slide 7, and this is where they would put the information. They would type area of a triangle for the type of, or the topic here, and then they would include any more information in the detail box. It says things you can include in your slide: images, synonyms, antonyms, roots, examples, information, symbols, diagrams, definitions, and more. You could give the children parameters or let them creatively keep their information in this notebook. Could be a good running record for the entire year for a single unit, or it could be an end of the unit project where students share about certain topics that they learned. Again, back to table of contents for the home page. How about creating a collaborative document for groups of students to work through together? In this example, fractions, fractions, and more fractions, the teacher created a template for groups of students to work through. The first couple pages provide examples of correct student work, and then there are blank spaces for students to complete classwork together. You could have your entire class work on this, or put them in small groups. For individual or collaborative assessment, how about creating a template that is about a certain topic like landforms? Each page could be about a different topic. Look at the image. Is this an example of weathering or erosion? How do you know? What information can you think of to support your response? Students can add a text box to create an answer. So they could write their answer there. Okay. The next one would also be an example. You could even use this as a study guide for students. So if each student was given one topic and would fill out one answer, students could share it as a study guide for an end-of-unit assessment. Have your students collaborate to make a vocabulary booklet on homonyms, like lie. There's a picture and an example sentence for each of the two definitions. The dog lies down because it is sleepy. If Pinocchio lies, his nose gets long. Then there's ear, ring, tip, etc. Have your class create the narrative for a wordless book. Assign each child a page in the book and a page on a Google Doc. They'll have to work together to make the story flow nicely. Create a stop motion video on a topic or cycle. Sort and categorize information like similes and metaphors, animals, and vowel sounds. You can even have your students create brochures that are interactive or can be printed by creating PDF documents.